Mental health and physical health are one and the same for me, they go hand in hand. If you aren't physically healthy, you won't be mentally healthy either, and vice versa. The mind and body is connected, and when one is off, the other suffers as well. Enjoying outdoor recreation is not only good for physical health but also for improving mental health, and I encourage everyone to explore some of the beautiful opportunities our state has to offer, particularly at those smaller, less explored state parks. It's so important that we all speak up on mental health. To show weakness, we're told in sports, is to deserve shame. But showing weakness, addressing your mental health, is strength. There's a mental health problem in the sense that people are so afraid of the stigma that they don't get help. But there's absolutely a gun control problem in the country. We live in a world where mental health is real, emotional health is real, and people feel like no one cares. Do we talk about the dignity of work? Do we give our students any reason for believing it is worthwhile to sacrifice for their work because such sacrifices improve the psychological and mental health of the person who makes them? I do have to take care of myself, not only because I'm in the movies, just for mental health reasons. I exercise for me. You know, maybe it would be nice to not have to do that in order to feel good, but I do. I feel like I have to feel good, to clear my head and all of that, so. Beyond ensuring that people everywhere have access to mental health, virtual digital assistants can act as learning companions, using their insight into what motivates and inspires you, to help you study and learn. In this way, AI could be used to level the playing field in education and help narrow socioeconomic gaps around the world. One of the most obvious ways dogs can improve our physical and mental health is via daily walks. It's okay to talk about mental health issues. It's okay to admit that you have anxiety. It doesn't take away from your power. It's totally normal. It's like any other part of your body, your mental health gets sick, and it needs treatment. Some people think you've chosen to sleep on the street. People don't choose to lose their jobs or suffer from mental health problems. The vast majority of people who are vulnerably housed or homeless don't have any other choice. To me, poverty, mental health, and addictions don't sound like criminal justice problems. They sound to me like a social justice problem. A desire to be in charge of our own lives, a need for control, is born in each of us. It is essential to our mental health, and our success, that we take control. TV does not care about you or what happens to you. It's downright bad for your health now, and that's not a far-out concept. I think watching the TV news is bad for you. It is bad for your physical health and your mental health. The best thing that I did was get myself out of an environment that was toxic to me and to my mental health. That was through retiring from football. We need, ultimately, to be able to view mental health with the same clear-headedness we show when talking about physical health. Overnight stardom can be harmful to your mental health. Yeah, it has ruined a lot of people. Around a third of parents still worry that they will look like a bad mother or father if their child has a mental health problem. Parenting is hard enough without letting prejudices stop us from asking for the help we need for ourselves and our children. Self-esteem is as important to our well-being as legs are to a table. It is essential for physical and mental health and for happiness. We need to change the culture of this topic and make it okay to speak about mental health and suicide. The current approach that psychiatry takes almost ignores social worlds in which mental health problems arise and tries to become highly biomedical like other branches of medicine such as cardiology or oncology. But psychiatry has to be far more embedded in people's personal and social worlds. Mental health and sobriety is not a straight line, and Drag Race is a family, and we support our family members through anything. I actually worry that we're so mindlessly following the herd on privacy and data being the principal concerns when the actual things that are affecting the felt sense of your life and where your time goes, where your attention goes, where democracy goes, where teen mental health goes, where outrage goes. People end up on the street for many different reasons, leaving care or hospital, problems with debt, unemployment, mental health, family breakup, and so the help they need is varied, too. There isn't anybody out there who doesn't have a mental health issue, whether it's depression, anxiety, or how to cope with relationships. Having OCD is not an embarrassment anymore, for me. Just know that there is help and your life could be better if you go out and seek the help. A child's mental health is just as important as their physical health and deserves the same quality of support. I care very deeply about mental health. I actually think gaming is amazing for your mental health. I really want you to recognize that if you're taking care of your physical and mental health, you can take on any challenge. I have always detested any departure from reality, an attitude which I relate to my mother's poor mental health. Mental health can be nasty, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. People talk about physical fitness, but mental health is equally important. I see people suffering, and their families feel a sense of shame about it, which doesn't help. One needs support and understanding. I am now working on an initiative to create awareness about anxiety and depression and help people. There is no single cause of homelessness, and vulnerable people, those with mental health problems and addictions for example, need support, not punishment. It's vital that someone with a mental health issue is given the chance to open up to someone and discuss how they're feeling, to help relieve the pressure they may be keeping to themselves. People are increasingly realizing that what they eat is important. You can't put junk food in your body and be healthy. All sorts of problems can develop, like diabetes, heart disease, obesity, strokes. Gardening not only helps with exercise and mental health, but it can improve diet as well. Mental health needs a great deal of attention. It's the final taboo and it needs to be faced and dealt with. Cycling taught me to recognize that mental health is on a sliding scale. Some days you are up and some days you are down. I'm a big proponent of having a mental health component go along with whatever the physical realities are. We need common sense measures, gun control measures, that save lives. I think that it is important that we keep the firearms out of the hands of the mentally ill and criminals and terrorists. And I also think, by strengthening our background check system and expanding mental health treatment, we can do that as well. Mental health affects every aspect of your life. It's not just this neat little issue you can put into a box. There is no health without mental health. Mental health is too important to be left to the professionals alone, and mental health is everyone's business. I have a lot of anxiety and mental health struggles and things, as we all do. Sometimes, I would be so anxious and so hyper-aware, I would just create these scenarios in my head that were not actually happening, or I would read way too freaking deeply into things. Mental health is invisible, but it's a very real issue. For some people, it's best for their mental health to know they have the gene for Huntington's and sometime in the future they'll have a problem. But to other people, it would be a disaster. 10 days before I started my job at ABC News, I checked myself into a mental health hospital. We must invest in affordable housing, quality education, safe parks and green space, good-paying jobs, comprehensive mental health and trauma services, and other supports that will help all of our people. As we all know, mental health matters. While we still have a long way to go, we're starting to see the wheels turning for real and meaningful change. As a parent of young boys, the fact these conversations will be happening at home, in their friendship groups and in the classroom is so important. I have long recognized a link between fitness and mental health, and I think we need to encourage young people to take part in sports and team activities because we know it has such positive results. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.